This is Stephanie.
And this is Joseph.
And welcome back.
Yes.
We're here again.
We are at home.
We're at home, yes.
Yes.
So it's a little different setting. We're not outside of a camper or on a playground or, inside a camper.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're at home. We've made it home.
Yep.
So yeah. But we're here to continue telling you about our trip. Like, we had one more day that we actually did something.
Yeah, one more national park.
Yeah, one more national park to visit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And so we went to Zion before this one, and it was kind of a letdown, sort of.
Yeah.
Maybe if I did more research, I would have been more prepared, or I don't know. I just kind of like to go places and just go the seam of my pants. The seam of your pants? Isn't that a saying?
Okay. Go by the seat of your pants.
Is it a seat? Not the seam?
Seat.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay.
I have to look that up.
Well, anyways. So, I didn't really do much. I knew that we couldn't do the narrows because you're supposed to have a permit.
Fly by the seat of your pants.
Okay, so seat.
What did you say? Seed?
Seam.
Seam. Oh, okay.
Seam. We couldn't do the narrows. I knew that, and I knew that we couldn't do Angel's Landing. But later I found out that we could go the opposite direction in the narrows.
Yeah. Because we didn't do any research before, and
no.
We took that bus stop, and we just did that one stop. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. But if you look at their stops and what's at the stops, most of the trails are at the stop that we stopped at. So the Lodge.
Yeah, that's what you said. But I mean, like you said, it was up the narrows.
Where you go to the narrows.
Yeah.
But usually, and I've also looked, and I think it's really crowded. The narrows is usually.
Besides, actually the bus stops and stuff, when we were driving to where we parked, there's a lot of people pulled off on the side of the road.
Yeah,
hiking and stuff.
I didn't know if there was. Well, there was one hike that.
I assume there was trails.
Yeah, you would think. Yeah. But see, those were when we was those were busy too. So.
Yeah. It's another place where having a big truck, it's challenging to find a place to park, and because if you're smaller, you can pull off the side of the road. But we did get to park in the big truck area. So.
Yes, we did. Yeah. We was oversized, considered oversized.
Yeah.
So that was one day, and the next day, did we get up earlier to go to Bryce?
Yeah, I looked at the timeline. It's all off, but I think we did wake up somewhat early.
Because Bryce is supposed to be cooler. Zion was supposed to be 100 degrees, and Bryce was supposed to be in the 80s.
It says we left at 6:19, but it's probably 8:19 because I'm looking at Eastern time,
so
2 hours probably.
So we left a little earlier.
Yeah.
So and then headed to Bryce.
I think it was a little. It wasn't any further than Zion. It was about maybe a little shorter or something. Because
we was pretty much right in the middle of them, but yeah. So we got up early and headed to Zion that morning, and of course we stopped at the visitor center when we first got there. Well, first we did our picture in front of the national park sign, and they actually had parking. Some places don't have parking, and it's hard to kind of get to. Zion's was hard to get to, but
which one was it? Was it Zion? Was it across the road?
Yeah, we got it on the way back because when going in it was really busy, and it was we'll catch it on the way back, so we had to cross the road. And there wasn't much parking there. But Bryce actually had a small little parking lot where it was you pull in and then there was another exit to pull out.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, and
that was me.
Oh, okay. But then we went to the visitor center. I got a sticker. We did that first thing. And got the Junior Ranger things because at every one the kids did the Junior Ranger.
Yeah, that's the one that Graham struggled with, right? You couldn't get him to do it.
He said he decided at the end that he didn't want the Junior Ranger badge. He didn't care anything about it.
It was too much work.
It was just too much work for him. He didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And he only had to do maybe 3 things.
No, I think it said 6.
Oh, it was the eight. It was their age.
Or seven. It
was their age, so we had to do 7.
Juju was 9.
But like one of them was, what's the weather outside? And all you had to do was sunny and the temperature. And I couldn't even get them to do that.
And some things in the book are complicated.
Yeah, yeah, there are.
And just a hint, they could just scratch anything. They're not gonna turn your way from getting your pass, your badge or whatever. So.
Yeah, because a lot of them, it's like, oh, you gotta attend a junior ranger event. I like the way the Rocky Mountains did it.
Oh man, I was gonna fall asleep during that.
Well,
so that's when we did the work of Graham's, was in that movie, whatever.
Oh yeah. But I was gonna say, because Rocky Mountains, you got your book, and they just went ahead and gave you the junior ranger badge.
Yeah, because it was hard to park up in Rocky Mountains, and
and they close early, and because they did what they were supposed to at the Grand Tetons, but we didn't get back to the visitor center in time before they closed.
That was a struggle too, though. We had to listen about birds for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, the kids enjoyed it though.
I was like, where can we go? But anyway, so.
But yeah, we headed to Bryce. Yeah. We was at the visitor center, and the one thing I noticed, and when
we first got there, wasn't many people there.
No, there wasn't. It wasn't. It was.
Yeah.
But one thing I noticed is there was this huge sign that says "I hoodoo you," and I'm like, what in the world? I didn't know. And then they had have a Bryce Day. They had little sayings and stuff. Mm-hmm. And so we got their junior ranger stuff, and then we headed out to go on the Navajo hike.
Yeah.
And all national parks, it was you need to get there early to find parking. Because we went to where the trailhead was, and because Navajo Trail is one of their more popular ones. It's only 1.5 miles, and it's a loop, but you can get on that trail and go on other trails. But it's a loop, and we looped around, driving around looking for parking. I'm letting you talk.
No, go ahead. No.
Well, and there wasn't any. But
I'm trying to remember any of this. I'm trying to pull up pictures, so
and
my mind's not firing right now.
This is where the park ranger's you're looking for parking? We're yeah. He's go park at the lodge. There's plenty there.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, and so we went and parked at the lodge, and then just walked, which it wasn't a terribly bad walk. I mean, because you could pretty much see the lodge from where we walked to the other parking lot. So. But
yeah, I'm giving up trying to find pictures. Okay. I can't stand the way Google Photos is now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit more.
I don't
like
the AI ask and technology.
But yeah, so we got parked, and I didn't bring their on this hike. I didn't bring the Junior Ranger booklets because I didn't really go through it. I was we can just sit down later and fill them out. Don't do it during. I kind of glanced at it. It's what animals are we supposed to look for? What plants? Because you're always supposed to look at these different things. So I kind of glanced at what you're supposed to do. And then we did the Navajo. Well, first we was walking there. We was looking at it. I mean, and you walk up there and you see the canyon. It's a canyon, right? When you say it's a canyon, it's Bryce Canyon.
Bryce Canyon, yeah.
And it's just wow. It was.
Yeah, with all the hoodoos. Yeah.
It was really nice. It was.
Yeah, it's I was more impressed by that than Zion.
Yeah.
More impressed by it than Canyonland. Because Canyonland is just a hole, where this is kind of canyon, but all these things are shooting up.
And it's,
the Navajo, it's things are firing. So that's the switch back down.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so
did you mention about the ranger?
That
warned us?
No, we haven't got there yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we looked, was looking, and as was going to the Navajo Trail, and he kind of just looked us up and down and was of course I'm wearing sandals. That's what I always wear, my Chacos.
Okay, Chacos.
Yeah, I was wearing my Chacos.
I wouldn't consider them sandals. But.
Yeah, and in a lot of trails that I do, it's you need sturdy footwear. And you read the warnings for this Navajo Trail, it's you've got to have they recommend boots, with ankle supports and stuff like that.
The thing about this trail, which is different than other places, and maybe that's kind of the environment with the hoodoos, is all the trail itself is really like bumpy. Like
Yeah,
it wasn't
it was
like
really
a flat
rough.
surface.
Yeah, even though it's walked
It
a
was
lot.
like really hard, but it was like a lot of like I could see why you would turn your ankle or something like that.
But yeah, like before we got there, he made sure we had water.
Yeah, which that's happened before. So
That's happened at the Smoky Mountains, and also he warned about cell phones, like recording, taking pictures while going down the. Because he says most injuries happen.
Yeah, have both feet on the ground when taking pictures or something.
Yeah, you stop moving, take a picture, and then you walk.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
It was busy, but it wasn't everybody was moving. We were going the wrong way, but I don't know.
No, everybody. I think there's no direct way to go. It's just everybody chooses which way they want to go.
Yeah, but once we got down there and we're walking the rest of the trail, it seemed like 90% of them were going the other way.
And I think that's because like once you walk down, because you enter and leave at the same area, and you walk down, you can either go one way or just go straight down. And that was the way that we exited, was the one that was just straight down. Yeah. We went to the right, and there's this little balcony area overlook that's called Juliet's balcony. So of course we had to go see that because Juliet.
Yeah, that's the first thing we did.
Yeah, we went and we took a picture of her, looking over the balcony and stuff, because it's her balcony.
Yeah.
I wish I could get a picture of her, looking over the balcony, but on the other side, so I could see her face. But
you had to go pretty far, I guess.
Yeah, I would have to. Yeah. It would be walked down, and they would have to wait. But but I got a picture from behind.
Yeah.
For Juliet's balcony. So.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I know it was Juliet's balcony, because looking at like All Trails or the National Park app or whatever, you look at the trails and they show you the trails, and then like there's like this little curve going off the Navajo trail, and it's like Juliet's balcony. I was like, we have to go there. Like, and Navajo trails is one of their known trails because it zigzags down.
Yeah.
But we went and saw Juliet's balcony, and then we started our trek down, and it's 1.5 miles, so it's not a long trail. But then, like
when we did that switchback and we got to the bottom, was that where those trees were?
The big trees, yeah. Those big trees were kind of crazy.
Yeah, because I mean, once you're down there, it's like a canyon, and you see like these, and the trees were like a tree growing inside a tree or something, wasn't it? It was kind of like wrapped in. It was like there
was like one trees that was like that. Yeah,
there's a few. I think it was like that.
Yeah. So, but like once you get down, it's like you don't see any kind of vegetation or anything on your way down, and you're going back and forth. You're just like going back and forth, and all of a sudden there's trees.
Yeah, it was
big ones.
It was like late morning. It wasn't too hot at that point. We were making it pretty good.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, was there anything else about that hike?
No, we went there and was trying to decide if we wanted to continue on another trail from that Navajo hike.
Yeah.
Because there were other trails that were like miles, or go back up. And while we were sitting there, like at this, because there's like 2 different splits. There's a little chipmunk or a ground squirrel, or whatever you want to call them.
Oh yeah,
that was
stood up.
Like getting really close and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, they call them ground squirrels, right?
Well, see, like in the Junior Ranger book, it calls it ground squirrels, but everybody, even the Junior Ranger, or not the Junior Rangers, the Rangers was calling them chipmunks.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I don't know if there's actually a difference, if it's the same thing, but we saw a lot of them, whatever they were.
Yeah.
But
going back up is kind of the same way, but not as like nice,
Yeah.
It's kind of switchbacks and everything.
Yeah, it's switchbacks going up, and that was a difficult. That it was just easier to like put your head down and go.
Yeah.
Of course, if you're going up a hill, that's like.
I'm trying to remember is like, how do we decide to do that other trail?
We was looking just for another trail to do, I think.
Yeah.
And you was like, well, this one looks interesting.
I'm trying to think. So we drove somewhere. We ended up parking. I remember there was like a gas station, not a gas station, some kind of like.
It was a
rental.
It was a rental
place.
But like, and it was, and that's when we figured out that we probably could have stayed where we was and just walked down.
Tower Bridge, is there?
Tower Bridge, Tower Bridge. Our bridge, no, it was Tower Bridge.
It was Tower Bridge.
Which is also like connected to the ferry loop tail, which is
oh yeah, we discussed that.
Yeah, it was a really long one.
And it was getting noonish. It was getting warm.
Yeah, it was warm. So
a warm like upper 90s.
You think it was upper 90s?
It was pretty.
It said it was. It still said it was in the 80s, but it was just the sun was hot.
Yeah. Yeah, and I bet you. That's what they said it was supposed to be that high, but I think it was at least getting 90. It was pretty warm. Sun was really strong.
But we stopped to eat before we got, like, we parked, and we had our backpack full of food, waters, you know, what we needed, and then we stopped and kind of ate before we started the trail. And we wasn't like, I don't know, we're at first was like, we'll just hike and see how far we go and see how far we make it, because we already hiked a mile and a half. And I also found out, like, afterwards, I started looking at their Junior Ranger book because I was kind of filling it out in the car, that on these hikes they have like these cells that you take, and on your Junior Ranger book you can like fill it in, like, you know, and if you hike 3 miles in the hoodoos, you get like a little reward, like just a little separate reward. Anybody who does it can do it.
It's a sticker.
It was a sticker. It says, I hiked the hoodoos.
The good thing about this trail is it was all downhill.
I don't think
like downhill.
No, and Graham gets so mad at us.
To get to Tower Bridge, if you want to go trail it, it's downhill. But it's not a loop, so
it's not. You have to go right back up, and like, so like at one point.
What point did Graham get mad at us?
He fell. Remember?
Oh, he was like, yeah.
And he didn't really want to do it anyways. He wasn't in the best mood because he didn't want to do the Junior Ranger thing. He didn't want to do the hike. So he fell, and like that was his excuse to get out of hiking, I think.
Of course, the bad thing is he was next to me, so he didn't get any sympathy. Like he fell, he like screamed out like he's in pain. I pulled him up, looked at his hands. There's no scratches, nothing. I told him, you know, I don't believe you. Keep going. So he got mad.
And he kept going. Like he was like way ahead of us the whole trail. And I mean, it wasn't.
How far was, you think, to? I know not round trip, but to there.
It, I don't know.
Mile and a half, something like that.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
At least. Let's see. It was.
We did have water. We didn't have a lot of water, but we had water.
3.6 miles round trip.
So 1.8.
So, but I mean, it was, and we was walking, and I was like, man, like this was an easy walk for us. Like you're going downhill, but it didn't seem that steeply downhill.
Yeah, some parts was, but some parts was. Like when you got toward the end, when there's a few of the switchbacks, it was pretty steep.
Yeah, and then I saw people coming up, and I was like, oh man, they're struggling. Like, oh man, they must have been out here all day or something.
Like we saw people early, but like when we started going down, but after that we didn't see anybody else.
No, because
nobody else is brave enough to do this trail in the heat of the day.
And also what I noticed at Bryce Canyon, this will lead up to something else, is I didn't see any restrooms besides at the visitor center.
Well, you're in the national park.
I know, but a lot of places like the Rocky Mountains, even Zion, they would have like those toilets that are just like a hole in the ground.
Yeah, no water.
But like before we got started on this trail, I had to use the bathroom a little bit, but I was like, I think I'll be okay, which is unusual because usually when you know, you're sweating and stuff, you don't usually have to, after drinking so much water, usually you don't have to go to the bathroom. But like before we started, I needed to go, and then by the time a little bit over halfway down, I was like, I've got to go. So I ended up having to find a spot, but there's no much vegetation at all for me to go behind a tree. And
I don't know. Is this conversation we were having? I don't know.
But like it was just one of those things that, you know. But I was on the lookout for people, but there was nobody. Like it was completely empty.
Yeah, it was.
There was nobody there.
Yeah.
But we made it down, and this time I brought the Junior Ranger booklet, and I did the seal on it so that they could get their.
So yeah, we got to the bottom, saw Tower Bridge. Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
Not really worth going out of your way for.
But the hike down to it was nice. Like I enjoyed that, like the views and stuff that you got. I know, yeah, but I'm talking about the views.
Oh yeah, there's some. Yeah.
The views and the environment that you was walking in. Like one place, it was different from the other, and.
Yeah, downhill you can actually, you're not struggling, so you can kind of look around, I guess, while hiking. But yeah, we took a little break. Graham calmed down. He wasn't mad anymore, so that means it was going to be a struggle going back up because he wasn't motivated.
Yeah,
he wasn't mad.
He was with me the whole time.
Well, it's back and forth. We kind of switched, but yeah, for the majority, he was hanging back.
He was in the very back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I had to keep him pushing him forward.
So the thing with the boys, they if you let them, they want to get way ahead. I mean, they'll just soldier through. They're not going to stop. But we've had some incidents where they usually have the backpack with the water, so we did sure, because it was straight uphill all the way, that they didn't get too far ahead, so we had water. So yeah, you did the engraving, the sketching, and then we started, and it was, I say 90, and direct sun, no shade.
Yeah,
there's a few trees every once in a while, but most of the time it's direct sun. It was hot.
Just go ahead.
Okay. So we would straight uphill, like going, like you was talking about, seeing the scenery going down, going up. Your head is down. You're trying to get from station to station. We conserved water, took a drink, find some shade, wait for everybody else to catch up, and then we just kept moving on and kept doing it.
Slowly doing it.
Toward the end, I think we saw another group come down.
Mm-hmm.
At least they started, and then when we got to the top, this other one's having a conversation. I was listening. They already talked themselves out of it. I was gonna warn them before.
Yeah, like it's.
They already acted like they didn't want to do it. I was like, you don't want to do it.
Yeah, because it was warm. I had a cooling towel. It was frozen, but that kind of helped Graham along a little bit.
The little ones shared that. So.
Yeah, they shared it going back and forth. It was warm. Like it just the direct sun. Seeing people coming down, I was just like. Because they would come down, I guess that's how we looked. And like, this is the actual...
Naive.
Yeah, naive.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is fun, this is a hike, this is the actual hike that my feet were hurting me. Like, usually, like, we've hiked arches, I've hiked arches in Chacos, I've done a lot of hikes in my Chacos, and my feet never hurt me. The only reason why
because you're constantly going downhill, it's like different pressure.
And it was in a spot that never touches my shoe. I guess that's it. It was like in the arch of my foot.
There's that constant step going down, because the whole time down to it, you're downhill.
So yeah, I guess.
And we were talking like going downhill, like, oh, this is gonna be fun going back up.
Yeah, I just, and it's like we knew it'd be hard going back up, but it was difficult. Like. Yeah,
so I think he was taking pictures. The boys kind of like walked off. And Graham was just kind of sitting there at the bottom. He was just sitting there, playing with rocks or something. And in my mind, I was just trying to psych myself up, getting ready for the torture or the endurance to get back up. So you said we did 1.5 miles at the Navajo.
Yes.
And then 3.6. That's over 5 miles of hiking.
Yeah.
With a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old, and then 1.8 was. Uphill, yeah. And the other one had some uphill too.
Yeah, so. At least. So yeah. And like Graham, I asked the question, Graham went there, I was like, do you like camping? He goes, I don't like hiking. Of course.
Juju says she liked hiking.
Yeah, I think Juju enjoys it.
Yeah.
Like her little meandering that she does, because she walks slowly and kind of enjoys herself.
That's one thing, like being home. We've been home for a week. Hiking, I've missed doing that.
I know, so. Yeah, we need to get out and do. But yeah, just getting out and doing something.
Yeah.
Because we did a lot of hikes while we was out there. It was easier than it was last time, because we don't really like the easy hikes. Like if they're paved, because
the popular ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like the ones that are a little bit more difficult, a little bit more challenging, because when we went to the arches, the hike to the landscape arch, it was busy. It wasn't that enjoyable. Like it was a huge trail that you could probably walk 2 or 3 people across, and they had, I guess, gravel maybe. And then when we got there, we saw the continuation of the double O arch. And so we kind of continued on with that.
Yeah.
And that was much more enjoyable than actually, it was hard.
There's a lot fewer people.
Yeah, a lot fewer people, a little bit more challenging. We had to climb up rocks.
Because you'll see tourists and you see hikers. And when you get to those trails, you actually are with hikers. Now, are we prepared with tennis shoes and chacos? No. But we do it anyway.
We do it.
Do we have the water? No. But we still do it, so. Yeah. So that's our great planning and things. And I was just thinking, like you was talking about trails that aren't as popular. Remember when we went to the Smoky Mountains? We went to it's not Cleveland's Dome. It's that other Newfound Gap, and we hopped on the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to think, like, because that was like muddy, and we walked that one for a little while. I don't remember how far we went.
Just like a half a mile or a mile or something.
But that's what we try to find. We try to find the less popular stuff.
And that actually goes to like a place we've been before, but it's much further. We was definitely not prepared for that.
No.
So.
And the older boys are adventurous, because when we were at Rocky Mountains and we stopped at the Continental Divide, they wanted to hike that 5 miles to the visitor center.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind them. I mean, like if
we're prepared, that's what we're going to do. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like I wasn't going to let them.
But we didn't know what the trail was, and just leaving them to do that. So. But it would definitely be me or you would be with them.
Oh yeah.
And then the other one with the little kids, meet them at the visitor center. I think you would, but you probably wouldn't want to drive.
Wouldn't want to drive it. No. That's why I was like, I would be the one. I would probably be the one doing it, but I was like, I would not want to drive. I would rather hike it than drive it.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we finished with that hike. We made it to the car. Was there any more waters in the car? Did we have?
Yeah, we had some more water.
But then we went to the visitor center, and they had like a water fountain that we filled all of our bottles up so that we could just get more. And then
we went to that movie.
And then we went to the movie to try to get the Junior Ranger stuff.
So this is what happened. So y'all went to the bathroom. Juliet went to the bathroom. We filled up the water bottles, and I knew Graham had to finish his stuff, and I was like, "Oh, the theaters are right there, and there's chairs to do it." And I had no idea the movie was gonna. And as soon as the movie came on, I was like, "Oh man!" I like because you was talking about like, "Oh, they have a movie. You're supposed to do this part of it," and I was like, "I don't want to be any part of being in there." And as soon as that came on, I was like, "Oh man!"
It's like as soon as we got in there,
this is a mistake.
Because no, like we didn't go there. We was there with you. We were just waiting in line to do that, to fill up our water bottles. Because
somebody went to the restroom. But
it might have just because Juliet, remember? Because she said she
that's
never
what
went.
I was saying. She
never went because and then as was leaving, I was like, "Do you need to go?" She's like, "No, I can wait till we get home."
Anyway, so went to the movie in the dark after 5+ miles of hiking, and Graham refused to let you help him. So I had him sit next to me, and we kind of worked through, and like. I don't know, those books. I mean, it's fun to get the badges and stuff, but some of the work is kind of ridiculous, and like, I don't know. We struggled through it. We got done, so we get the badge.
But see, like some of it was, it's like, oh, check mark the animal that you saw. Okay, which animals go with this paw print? And like it was easy stuff, but he was just like, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Like he would just.
I come to find out, the lady that sworn him in, she was like. Didn't know anything. Didn't know about Juliet's thing, and she just kind of buzzed through the whole process.
Yeah, like we had some really good ones. She was not one of them.
Cat and Julie or something like that.
It was it Julie?
Yes.
Because it was like one of those things. What was your favorite part of the wherever you visited?
The national park. Yeah.
Yeah, that national park. And Juliet and Graham both put Juliet's balcony.
Graham put that?
Yeah, that like I asked Graham about it. It's like, what was your favorite part? He goes, Juliet's balcony.
That's probably the only thing I remember.
And I was like, okay. And she's like, oh, did y'all make that up? And we're like, no, it's part of it. Like it was there.
She didn't know what she was doing.
But yeah, and we got stickers for I Hike the Hoodoos. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. We really enjoyed. Like Bryce Canyon was one of the ones that we really liked.
Yeah.
So yeah, we really enjoyed that one.
So that ends our national park tour, and
yeah, it does.
We get back and get ready to drive home.
Yeah.
So we'll save that for next time, I guess.
Yes. All right. So yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you for listening to 4 Kids, 2 Dogs, and 1 RV.
Bye.
Bye-bye.